For this video, we're going to be talking about the Week 17 Fantasy Basketball Update, talking about the schedules, the hottest streamers, and of course, the most important information. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETZ Fantasy Basketball. If you guys want to win your fantasy basketball leagues, be sure to check out my weekly updates. And of course, as the fantasy playoffs is approaching, be sure to stay updated as you don't want to miss any of my upcoming uploads. So of course, be sure to hit the subscribe button to not post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Soom and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. My job here is to help you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues. And of course, whether it's this season or next season, if you ever want fantasy basketball support on a one-on-one level, and of course want one-on-one direct messaging, trade advice, roster advice, many more, be sure to check out my Patreon page down below for all information for me to help you guys win your leagues. But of course, besides that, let's get into the Week 17 Fantasy Basketball Update. The first thing we're going to be talking about is the Week 17 schedule, and the biggest news is we got two teams only playing 2 games, and that is the Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks. So if you own players like Giannis, Chris Middleton, if you own Jalen Green, if you own Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood, these guys aren't going to be the best players to own in this upcoming week. And then of course we have the majority of teams playing 3 games, while these teams are going to be playing 4 games. The Hornets, the Bulls, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Knicks, the Thunder, the Phoenix Suns, and the Toronto Raptors. And then everybody else is gonna mostly play 3 games, which of course isn't that bad, but this is the main schedule. So of course pause the video right here if you want to see how many teams and players is going to be playing for you guys during Week 17 of your fantasy basketball leagues, and adjust your lineups accordingly right now. Of course, I'm posting this now, and as you're watching this, be sure to stay updated immediately. Moving on, we're not going to be talking about any injury updates because we haven't gotten anything new that we didn't already know, which is absolutely great news. But I'm going to give you guys a new category, and it's a keep an eye on player. In this upcoming week, there's going to be the NBA trade deadline on Thursday, February 10th, which means you have to be updated whether a trade happens on any NBA player in general or a buyout candidate market. And of course, keep an eye on these players: John Wall, Goran Dragic, Thaddeus Young, Gary Harris, Paul Millsap, Terrence Ross, and Victor Oladipo. Add these players to your queue, add these players to your watch list, whatever it is. Be sure to stay updated because a right report could give these guys some immediate fantasy basketball value. So stay tuned right away, and of course save your pickups going into next week. Next up, we got a drop candidate player. I'm putting Kawhi Leonard on this list. We got news from Ty Lue that Kawhi Leonard will not be returning this year. So of course, be sure to drop Kawhi. He is a must-drop candidate. Do not waste your IL list for him. Do definitely not waste your roster for him. Kawhi is not coming back this year. And stay updated with Ben Simmons and of course Paul George as well. Moving on and talking about the hottest ads when it comes to the best waiver wire pickups. These guys are quickly becoming must-own players in 10+ leagues or 12+ leagues. We got Reggie Bullock, Davion Mitchell, whatever you want to say, Royce O'Neal, Javonte Green, Nicholas Claxton, Chuma Okeke, Terry Taylor of the Indiana Pacers. These are my favorite hot ads for Week 17. Reggie Bullock getting a lot of burn right now because Tim Hardaway Jr. could be missing the rest of this season with the leg injury. So of course, Reggie Bullock has become the new sharpshooter, the new 3-point shooter. Davion Mitchell getting a lot of minutes because Terrence Davis is going to be out the rest of the season. Royce O'Neal getting more minutes and burn because Joe Ingles has a torn ACL. Feel better, Joe Ingles. Javonte Green getting minutes because no Alex Caruso, no Lonzo Ball. Claxton getting burned because no LaMarcus Aldridge. And of course, Duncan Robinson is a great 3-point streamer. And Terry Taylor has become a new sudden, hot streamer because Malcolm Brogdon is out and has no timetable. So Terry Taylor has been getting a lot of minutes. So these are my hottest ads for Week 17 when it comes for your best waiver wire pickups. And then moving over to the regular waiver wire pickups, players to stream during this upcoming week. I got Chris Boucher, Grayson Allen, Jackson Hayes, Zach Collins, Terrence Mann, Hassan Whiteside, Matisse Thybulle, and Isaiah Jackson. Chris Boucher could potentially be traded as well by the Raptors, so keep an eye on him because if he does get traded, his value could skyrocket immediately. Grayson Allen, he would have been on my hot ads, but with the Bucks having only 2 games, I'm putting him on just a regular waiver wire pickup list. So of course he's not a must own because he only has 2 games, but Grayson Allen could be getting beneficial targets and minutes going into the playoffs. Jackson Hayes getting a lot of burn as the starting power forward because Josh Hart is currently out. Terrence Mann on the other end, without Kawhi Leonard, Terrence Mann has become, you know, a backup player. But of course, with Ty Lue switching the lineups, you never know. Terrence Mann could pop off easily. Hassan Whiteside will get as much burn as he could as long as Rudy Gobert is out. And Rudy Gobert is still out. Then we got Isaiah Jackson replacing Domantas Sabonis. And of course, Goga and Miles Turner. And of course, Matisse Thybulle is just always going to be a steal specialist. If you need to win steals and have an open spot, Matisse Thybulle will always help you win steals guaranteed. So yes, guys, this wraps up my video talking about Week 17 Fantasy Basketball Update. For those who don't know who I am, once again, my name is Soom, and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. My job on this channel is to help you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues, and how I do that is by posting weekly updates. But of course, if you want more and want direct messaging, one-on-one chat with me to help you guys win your leagues, go check out my Patreon, link is down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!